Good evening and welcome to this second day of the long weekend at the beginning of the month of June. My name is Victor Muyakane and I welcome you once again to this bulletin. We have a lot in store for you, and here are the highlights to give you a glimpse of what else we have. Bring down the Tower of Bitterness. President Kenyatta unites Meru Governor Kiraitu Murungi and his political rival Peter Munya, saying time for politics is gone. Kenya edging towards the League of Petrodollars as the Kainuk Bridge is upgraded in readiness for the transportation of crude oil from Turkana in 2 weeks. And police in Garissa on the spot as 300 flee their homes claiming neglect after a popular sheikh is kidnapped from Doble. All that and so much more we have in store for you this evening. Today, Saturday, and in KBC Channel 1. For those of you who know us very well, Saturday is we have a news bulletin that's heavily inclined towards sports content. And we have a veteran sports reporter here at KBC Channel 1 called Daniel Wahome, and is ready to give you all the latest details in the world of sports. He's our international expert, but today he's here with us and is ready to give us his absolute best in terms of sports. With that out of the way, shall we begin? Now, President Kenyatta wants Meru Governor Kiraitu Murungi and the East African Community Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya to end their bitter political rivalry and unite for the sake of the people of Meru. The president, who was in Meru County, said that the political bickering between the people of Imenti, Igembe, Tigania, and other areas must come to an end, reminding leaders that the time of political competition is long gone and they should settle down now to serve the nation.
CS Peter Munya was returning home about 4 months after his appointment to the cabinet. President Uhuru Kenyatta leading a contingent of senior government officials to Nchoi Primary School, where Munya was holding the Thanksgiving and homecoming ceremony. In inconsistency with his hard stance against graft, the president would once more reiterate the government's commitment to stem graft. The head of state warned corrupt public officials that his administration would use every resource to ensure that they are put in jail.
Hata kama kuna wachache kati yetu ambao tutahakikisha tumewapata na tumewafunga, tusisahau pia ile kazi ambayo imefanya.
The president charging that he would not allow corruption to derail the implementation of his Big Four agenda, largely seen as his legacy projects.
Na sisi tutaendelea kutenda kazi kulingana na ahadi zetu. Na sisi tutaendelea kupigana na ufisadi. Na hata kama tunapigana na ufisadi, yastahili pia Wakenya wajue ya kwamba serikali ambayo ninaiongoza mimi, kuna kazi nyingi sana ambayo tumetendea wananchi wa jamhuri hii.
The head of state called for unity among communities living in Meru County and the country, terming disunity as an inhibition to development. The head of state challenging Munya and area governor Kiraitu Murungi to end their long-held political differences and work for the greater good of the county.
Amna hiyo, shikeni mkono jameni. Wa ukweli na wadhati kutoka roho. Si namna hiyo? Siasa tuache. Siasa wakati wake utakuja. Sasa ni wakati wa kazi. Sasa ni wakati ya kuboresha maisha ya Wakenya.
Na Mheshimiwa Rais, hawa watu wa Meru mimi nataka niseme ni watu wangwana. Kwa sababu walikuambia wale watapigia Munya watakupigia wewe, na wale watapigia Kiraitu watakupigia wewe, na hivyo ndivyo walivyofanya.
Rais wetu Uhuru Kenyatta ametushikishana na Mheshimiwa Peter Munya tufanye kazi pamoja, wa Meru wainuke.
Sasa kama anazunguka kila mahali akishikanisha wa Kenya, sisi hapa Meru ndio tutakaa tukigawanyika. Ni wangapi wanasema tushikane sote? Wale wanasema hivyo tena mikono juu.
He would also issue over 65,000 title deeds to residents of Igembe, Imenti and Tigania in the ongoing government program to end the titling problem in Kenya. Earlier, the president was in Kanyuambora, Embu County for the burial of Virginia Njoka, mother to National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi. The president and his deputy eulogizing Virginia as a matriarch who had held on to bring up her children even after the death of her husband about 40 years ago.
Alikuwa mama wa bidii, mama wa furaha, mama wa roho safi ambaye alijumuisha sio hata watoto wake lakini wengine wengi, na amelea wengi haswa area hii.
Huyu mama ni mzalendo na ni shujaa kwa sababu ametuletea waalimu, wafanyibiashara, majirani, na vile vile kupitia kwake ametuletea spika wetu wa bunge letu la taifa, Mheshimiwa Muturi.
Ni mama alikuwa mcha Mungu na aliishi maisha ya vile Biblia inasema.
John Jacob Kerry, Channel 1 News.
In other news, Deputy President William Ruto has for the very first time reacted to remarks by President Kenyatta that seemed to insinuate that he was loitering aimlessly across the country, saying that he will continue to go round inspecting government projects. Speaking during the burial service of the late Virginia Sierungi Njoka, the mother of National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi, the Deputy President treated the President's remarks as an obligation given to him to represent the views of Kenyans in the presidency. Take a look at the story.
The burial service of the late Virginia Sierungi Njoka, mother of National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi at Kanyuambora Secondary School in Embu County gave Deputy President William Ruto a platform to downplay remarks by President Uhuru Kenyatta, which had seemed to insinuate that he was loitering across the country.
Hii kijana anaitwa Ruto, unajua kila weekend anatanga kila pahali. Atakuwa anapitia hizi machorochoro, akiona kuna kitu inaenda kona mumwambie. Si namna hiyo? Si namna hiyo? Tuhakikishe kazi ya wananchi imefanyika. Tumekubaliana? Ni wangapi wamesema tuache siasa tuende kazi? Tuende kazi.
Ruto treating the president's remarks as an obligation given to him to represent the views of Kenyans in the presidency.
Lakini Mheshimiwa Rais, kwa ile ruhusa umenipatia na amri umenipatia ambayo ulisema juzi, yenye mimi nafanya kila weekend huko mashinani, vitongojini, vijijini, hata na huko kwenye vichochoro, nataka nikupatie report kwamba vile ulinituma, ngawaje my friend Njagagwa hakusema, ile barabara ulitutuma tukaanzisha kutoka Madadhari pale kuja Siakago mpaka Ugweri, hiyo barabara imekamilika.
The president's remarks had attracted mixed reactions from a cross-section of the country, with many saying the head of state as censuring his deputy for his numerous weekend tours across the country. But the head of state would repeat a similar statement when he directed the Ministry of Education to build a laboratory for local secondary schools where the National Assembly Speaker schooled, so that while the deputy will be moving around Embu, he will check when it is complete.
Mimi nataka hiyo laboratory mfanye na mtengeneze hiyo laboratory, watoto wa hapa waweze kumbuka huyu mama kupitia ile laboratory ambaye mtajenga hapa. Alafu huyu William wakati anazunguka na kuzurura atakuja kuangalia kama imemalizika. Si ni namna hiyo?
Kevin Washira, Channel 1 News.
All right. President Kenyatta has stressed the great importance. Goodness, people, just let me have a moment, please. I know you were as tickled as I was about that story. Let's take this again. President Kenyatta has stressed the great importance of technical and vocational education in the country, saying that it will develop skills required to drive the economy. President Kenyatta, who held talks with the MasterCard Foundation Chief Executive Rita Roy at the Sagana State Lodge, said that technical training will churn out graduates who have the requisite expertise to move the informal sector, which is key in the country's development equation.
Close to 1 million Kenyans are unemployed for lacking requisite skills. To address the issue, Parliament passed the TVET Act 2013 to address the job skills gap. President Uhuru Kenyatta says TVET will lead to young people finding jobs in areas they have passion.
We want this peace.
President Kenyatta, while meeting with MasterCard Foundation Chief Rita Roy and Equity Bank Group CEO James Mwangi, said he strongly supports practical training in areas where skills were in short supply, including mechanics, masonry, electric, engineering and plumbing. The president, who spoke about Kenya's support for online jobs, which required little capital but had guaranteed income from jobs around the world. According to the head of state, online transcription services could help cut the time judges and magistrates spend on handwritten notes and judgments, delivering justice faster.
We'll talk a little bit about the future.
Education Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohammed says the ministry is reviewing the way learning is designed in TVETs to ensure learners are exposed to skills they desire, matching the market demand. MasterCard and Equity Foundation is already working on a program that supports thousands of Kenyan students who are mainly in the world's top universities. Brenda Zadaradido, Channel 1 News.
In other news, Kenyans frustrated with the recent spate of revelations of corrupt practices at the high levels of government are demanding for strong action to be taken against the culprits. Leaders drawn from the various walks of life have lamented the theft of huge amounts of money that would otherwise have benefited the country's economy and are urging all relevant authorities to treat, or rather to to their utmost to recover the stolen assets and punish the thieves. With the NYS scandal having swept away a number of public servants, Parliament is now promising to put in place legislation that will give more teeth to investigating agencies to slay the corruption dragon. National Assembly Majority Leader Aden Duale and his Senate counterpart Kipchumba Murkomen say that the two houses are ready to change laws to end corruption that is almost tearing the nation apart.
We are ready to work as a team to ensure that the legal framework, the oversight responsibility we have as Parliament achieves the vision of eradicating corruption in this great republic.
Tumepewa uwezo na katiba, tutasimama na wewe kwa vita dhidi ya ufisadi. So ukiona sisi pia tumelenga wale wafanyikazi wa serikali kupitia zile makamati ya bunge, wewe pia utuachilie.
Speaking during the burial service of the late Virginia Sherunji Njoka, the mother of the National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi, the two legislators said that the two houses will consult on how to change and strengthen the Office of the Auditor General, the Office of the DPP, the Office of the DCI and the EACC in a bid to intensify the fight against corruption.
Hata kama ni kubadilisha sheria hizo kwa lengo la kupigana na ufisadi na kulinda mali ya umma. Sisi nikiongea kwa niaba ya wenzangu ambao wamekaa hapa, tunakuhakikishia kwamba tuko mbele kulete usawa, kulete nidhamu ya kulinda mali ya umma.
They called on the executive not to shield any corrupt civil servants, as Parliament will do its work according to the law without malice to ensure that public funds do not benefit only a few. Their sentiments came as a cross-section of leaders urged the government to continue with zeal to end the vice that has tainted the name of the country for long.
Tusameheane kama vile tulivyoonyeshwa na viongozi wetu jana, na hiki kipindi, msimu huu uwe ni msimu wa baraka za Mwenyezi Mungu zitufikie, tuwe kitu kimoja, nchi moja.
Labda imefika wakati katika nchi tufungue chapter tuseme yule mtu aliibia wa Kenya tumpatie mwezi mmoja arudishe mali ya wa Kenya, tuanze upya.
Opposition leader Raila Odinga has refuted claims that he was using his newfound unity with the president to push for a constitution change. In a statement, Raila said that he will wait for the building of bridges to commence and be complete, and that the team, in fact, that's meant to do that, to put the conditions on how to tackle corruption and make changes to the government before making his position known on the issues of reform in the country.
In a statement, Raila Odinga said he wants to correct the false information circulating that he asked the Muslim community to support a planned referendum. Raila said all issues regarding any reforms have been referred by the president and him to a team of advisors under the Building Bridges initiative. Raila said it is this team that will recommend what steps should be taken to tackle the national challenges this country is facing as captured by the 9-point agenda of the initiative. The statement further says the opposition chief does not seek to propose any reform initiative and shall await the report of the team of advisors. President Uhuru Kenyatta has already taken position on the matter, saying constitutional change was not a priority for now.
About 300 Kenyans from Liboi in Garissa County have fled their homes to the neighboring Somalia after an unknown number of people kidnapped a popular sheikh in the area. Local leaders claim that the residents had to seek safety after local police refused to track the kidnappers, said to have been heavily armed. They now want, of course, the government to take action on police officers who refused to provide security to locals, even as talks of their return continue.
About 300 people, many youths from border of Liboi, have crossed to neighboring Somalia in fear of their security after a popular sheikh and a number of people were kidnapped by unknown people said to have been heavily armed.
Wale watu tunataka warudi, lakini sisi ile kitu tunataka ni hivi, pana DCC take note. Sisi tunataka hawa watu na wananchi wa hapa leo tunataka assurance kutoka ofisi yako ya kwamba zile vitendo zimetendeka hapa awali haziwezi kutendeka tena.
Locals are said to have been turned away from a local police station after they reported the incident, forcing them to flee their homes for fear of the return of the gunmen.
Naomba wale serikali security walikuwa hapa, wale wako hapa kwa sababu ile upelelezi umenifanya hawasaidii wananchi, kwa hivyo watolewe waletewe wengine, sababu wanaharibu uhusiano baina ya askari ya hapa na wenyeji raia hapa Liboi.
The Dab Sub-County Commissioner Harun Mau and the Dab Member of Parliament Dr. Mohamed Dahir led a team to Dobli in Somali to persuade those who fled to return home, assuring them of their security.
Nao ndio tutaenda kuchukua wale wengine wametoka Dobli waendelee kukaa kwa kambi huko kwa sababu wao sio wa Kenya.
Nahie, in the meantime, wants action taken against a senior police officer in the region who refused to assist his constituencies when they reported the matter.
Kituo hichi cha polisi inatakiwa iwe na relationship ile mzuri kabisa na wananchi wa hapa. Lakini bahati mbaya, relationship ya polisi na wananchi hapa is same. Huyo OCS atolewa hapa. Na si kutolewa, atolewa hapa na apatiwe disciplinary.
The sub-county commissioner promised to pursue the matter, saying police officers are supposed to provide security to Kenyans, and it was unfortunate that such an incident happened.
Tunataka uhusiano wa serikali baina ya serikali na raia iwe imeendelea vizuri sana. Tunataka kuchunga amani.
Wale mmesema mambo ya OCS na uhusiano wenu na yeye, tutafanya kitu. Police station ni ofisi kama ingine tu. Hufai kuzuiwa na mtu kutoenda. Police station ni ofisi ya serikali.
Now, the government is working round the clock to ensure that the Kainuk Bridge is restored to normalcy ahead of the crude oil transportation from Turkana expected to kick off in 2 weeks. Transport CS James Macharia, who toured the bridge, says that plans are on course to ensure that Kenya reaps from the petrodollars uninterrupted.
Touring Kainuk Bridge to ascertain the state of the bridge ahead of the crude oil transportation flag-off, Transport Cabinet Secretary James Macharia says early oil pilot scheme is set to be flagged off by President Uhuru Kenyatta on Sunday.
You are aware about the launch of the early oil exportation by the President, which will be happening tomorrow. I understand is Gamia 8 location. And this is a turning point in our history of our country. It is a turning point because for the first time we shall be an oil exporting country.
Macharia said he was satisfied by the work done at Kainuk Bridge. The CS said that Bailey Bridge fixed to reinforce the Kainuk Bridge is just a stopgap measure by the government to allow flow of transport, promising that the main bridge costing 1.2 billion shillings will be ready within 9 months.
It will take another possibly up to 9 months. It will be finished around March next year. In the meantime, our engineers from Kenya have managed to put a very stirring effort in conjunction with the contractor to bring a better bridge which has been used now to make sure that heavy vehicles can also cross.
Engineer David Muchilwa said they are constructing 7 drifts along the Lodwar-Kitale highway that will be easy to maintain for ease of transport. He added that the diversion that was swept away by the heavy floods will be repaired as soon as floods subside and will be used as an alternative in future to avoid congestion like the one that was experienced in the last 3 months. President Uhuru Kenyatta is expected in Turkana on Sunday to flag off crude oil at Ngamia 8 within South Lokichar oil basin as Kenya prepares to join oil transporting countries.
We now take a short break. We'll be right back with more content. Do stay tuned.
Je, waweza fanya nini kwa dakika 4? Na mega dola. Unaweza piga chef? Na mega dola. Kila kitu ni mega. Waweza pika ugali? Na mega dola. Pesa hapa ni mega. Na mega dola. Labda waweza fua nguo? Ni mega. Na mega dola. Ama unaweza tengeneza milioni 30. 4 minutes are enough to win big with Mega Dollar. Just go to Lipa na M-Pesa, select Pay Bill, enter business number 295888, enter account name KBC, deposit 10 shillings or more, enter your PIN and press OK, then choose 10 numbers from 1 to 80 and send to 29588. And you can win up to 30 million shillings every 4 minutes. Deposit, play and win with Mega Dollar. The big game for big winners.
Good evening, I am Daniel Wahome and welcome to the Sport This Weekend. In our interview segment, which comes after the news, we shall just be speaking